Hello and welcome to the More Than Muscle podcast. I'm excited because we've got our first guest of the season. Is that our first one this season?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, boy, we got Harvey from Sky Therapy. Say hello, mate.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
I think we're doing okay.
We're all good.
Good.
I mean, you've been yawning all morning as well.
Mate, I'm so happy to be here. It gives me 5 minutes to sit on a chair with my friends. All I need is a pint now.
Mate, we'll make a podcast happen eventually. Harvey, tell us a little bit about yourself, like what it is you do, why we've actually got you down, or whether we just picked you off the street and you just come say hello on the podcast.
So yeah, I'm Harvey. I'm a physio in Hounslow. I found Andy through my mate Taryn. Got introduced. And yeah, so I specialise in like musculoskeletal physiotherapy. So I help treat people's injuries, prevent them, keeping them active and mobile.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I love. Whenever we ask that question to a guest, like sometimes they find it hard to gas themselves up a little bit.
Yeah.
Man gassed himself high.
I know. So he's actually
I
going
change
for
people's
it.
lives.
Lifesaver, life changer. All those things.
Come on.
When everything is going wrong, people call Harvey.
Exactly.
That's it.
When you're fucked, you come to me.
Literally.
From seeing some damn PT or something like doing some dumb
We
exercises.
send you over there.
Get them ones.
Harvey, man, I thought I put together a couple quick fire questions just so people can get to know you a little bit more,
Nice.
sort of see what you're about, and then immediately judge you based on your answers. But super easy. Don't think about it too much. But squat, bench, or deadlift?
Deadlift.
Sex, love, or money?
Love.
What you thought about that, man?
Completely correct answer.
There was a little flinch there. Big arms or big legs?
Legs.
Who you got? Eddie Hall or Thor?
Eddie.
Okay, love that. And dream training partner?
Ooh.
Dead or alive?
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah, we've had that a few times.
Yeah, I
haven't
know.
we?
Everyone fucking what? Everyone
eyebrow,
loves the
isn't
Rock.
it?
It is
It's
the
the
eyebrow.
eyebrow.
Rock.
And I
You
watched
just know.
wrestling as well.
If
Grew up
you
watching
smell.
WWE. Yeah. And I could do the people's eyebrows as well.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, but
You're
he gets
rivaling
paid.
that.
He gets paid for the people's elbow.
Do you reckon the Rock's natty or not?
Nah.
Nah.
What?
It's
Do you
natural.
reckon he's natty or not?
What's that?
As in like
Drugs or
natural,
not drugs?
is it drugs or not drugs?
Drugs.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like
I
he's,
think so.
Drugs.
Oh,
Definitely.
I want to believe that he's not.
No,
He
yeah,
seems
yeah.
like he smiles too much.
Gotta
Like
be.
he's gotta be.
he hasn't got the roid rage though. Like, he's too
Maybe
much
he
of a happy
does.
guy.
You only see
That's
like,
what you think.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Damn.
That's what you see, isn't
He's
it?
not a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Why don't we get him on?
Get him on.
Oh yeah, no, I'll pick up the phone like that,
Lovely.
mate, like that. Sort of just to dive straight into it, Harvey, what really like got you into the field of physio? Like, what sort of inspired you? Whether it be like something like young in your life, did you go through an injury yourself, or was it just something that really interested you?
So I was always interested in the human body. I did used to get injured quite a lot when I was younger. Broke a few bones through fractures, no surgeries or anything. And then I used to go see a physio. They used to help me. Also, my uncles used to play hockey quite a bit. They used to get injured and they used to go see physios. And I remember my brother had a bad back. He used to see a physio. I used to like how back in the day it was a lot of manual therapy, a lot of hands-on. And I like how someone used to go in there feeling broken, come out feeling brand new. And then I thought, I'm not going to become an athlete. That's what I wanted to become.
time's done.
A footballer, etc. I thought, nah,
What
let's not
position
do
you
that.
play?
Up front,
Nice.
top.
Okay.
Football, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, football, yeah.
Yeah.
Up
That
front.
little striker,
Striker, yeah.
Isn't it? I know this guy.
Run around everyone, yeah. But yeah, and then, yeah, after that, after seeing these physios, after always being interested in the human body, not wanting to do something where I'm sitting at a desk for a long time, always active, like got ants in my pants, always likes to be on the move, and I thought physio was the right job for me. Since like 11, 12 years old, I wanted to become a physio, so quite early.
That's
crazy.
That's really
That's
young,
crazy.
Yeah, no.
To be fair.
Yeah.
100%. I still thought I was going to be in the NBA when I was 12.
You still fucking do.
I
bro.
still do. Right, don't kill my dream. Just
This is just a stopgap.
yeah, honestly.
NBA stands for not balling anymore, isn't it?
Oh, mate. That's right in the heart, right
Wow.
there.
He's getting it today, innit?
Yeah, honestly, the amount of abuse
We
I
just
take.
started.
He's only been here for one episode.
5 minutes.
This is Max's whole week.
Honestly, yeah. To be honest with you, like we need a proper HR because if I got a problem, HR is that.
It's me.
That's a love though.
What sort of level did you play football to when you were younger?
A school team.
That's good. Like you don't need
I
to
love
gas
that.
yourself up.
I love that.
You could have gone in neutral. I was like, oh, quite a decent level.
I can't believe you didn't do the whole. And my knee broke, and I was going to play for England.
Honestly,
Nah, school team, straight up.
I was going up like this.
And even that, I just about got into, to be fair, man. I'll be honest, man.
Next question.
What I mean, I suppose a decent question would be, why do you think people don't go to physios early enough, like for prehab stuff like that? It's almost like you need to wait for something to break or be really, really bad before people come to see a physio. Why do you think there's that maybe perception that people have?
I think it's the awareness, the awareness of people not knowing that physios can prevent injuries as well as treat. I think over time the stigma of physios has just been, okay, I'm going to a physio, I'm going to get fixed, and then I'm going to go back to the physio. I know that I'm not going to go back to the physio. I'm only going to go back when I'm injured again. I think what I've been trying to do and talking to Andy has helped me realise that physios are not just you're not just going to physio to get fixed. Physios can stop you from getting injured, and even after you get injured, you can still go to physio to prevent the injury from occurring again.
Yeah. I think you notice it during PT as well. Like, you know, people will pick up an injury even from like a really young age. They'll be about like 10 or something like that and dislocate a shoulder or something, and then you still see like 10, 20 years later, it's still affecting them.
Crazy. Like,
Why do you think that is though?
I think there's a huge gap in the market for it.
Yeah.
But I think it comes down to exactly what H just said. It's awareness. People don't realise that there's stuff that you should be doing not to break yourself, but they also don't realise the value in like seeing someone constantly so that you can reset patterns that have gone the way they've gone, blah blah blah. They're not aware of it. And I think as an industry, physio, PT, whatever it is, I think if we made it more of a message, then I think you'd see more consumers doing it, because most people are fucked.
Finished.
Yeah, but also I think people don't understand
That's what
that they're broken.
Yeah,
Like they don't know that they should be moving in a certain way. They just go about their life, and they might have like a little niggle in their back that just always seems to pop up, and then it just goes.
I think it's that, and then there's also the other side of the coin, the laziness side of the coin, where it's like, here bro, here's the money, just fucking fix me, bro. If you can't fix me, I'm going to Matt's, and if you can't fix me, I'm going to Nat. Someone's going to do me, and if not, I'm going to church. Hopefully God will do it. And I think you're playing with two sides of the coin. It's like they don't know, but also the ones that know are also a bit lazy as well. So it's a tough one.
That's reminds me of a video Dee put up the other day talking about PTs trying to fix things that physios are other qualified practitioners in, and I think that's a tricky thing of like at what point that a PT's not referring out to physios more. Why is there not that open relationship? I think in a lot of cases, like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, why would I send them somewhere else? That's less money for them to pay me. And
I think they missed the point that there's actually more money that way, because if we're working together, there's more contraflow happening.
Exactly.
And like if you create that network, and we do that a lot with a lot of our customers. You know, there's a few therapists we use. It's actually a shame you're so far away from us, because actually we probably utilise it quite a lot. But
go Hounslow. It's about that way.
if you're close enough.
But it's like, I think, you know, we have a huge role in doing the stuff prehab so that they don't have to see you.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have also a big role in like when you've done your job, they're coming the other way to us, so that they don't have to come back to you. So
I think it's just like maintenance as well, just keeping that there, because there'll always be things that you would need to refer out for. And your clients will trust you for that.
And it's essentially like bridging the gap between the PTs and physios. Yeah.
Well, mate, shit PTs are keeping you in business.
Yeah.
It's happy days, man.
But I think also it's the whole walkthrough thing. It's like we've spoken about this a lot. It's like a lot of the old physio practice would be like, I need you to do this. I'll see you in 6 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. And then time's the healer because they didn't do fucking shit that you told them. They just went away. Time just helped them a bit. They come back, you do a test, it don't hurt them anymore. Then they go exercise and it breaks because they haven't done any of the stuff that makes them robust. Whereas what we try and do, and what we've been speaking about together is like, how can we help walk you through it? That's like the gap I think is missing in the market. Yeah. Because, you know, we've spoken about this a lot. It's like one thing sticking it on paper and another thing making them get through it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, during physio as well, you get a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of back cracking from what I've seen from your YouTube and stuff like that. Go check it out, by the way, if you've not had a look. Shameless plug. What's the name of the channel, mate?
My name, Harvey Ubhi.
Oh, there we go. But what are some of the best reactions you've got to people receiving physio treatment? I mean, some people say ouch, but
you broke me.
You get it during PT as well. But like, what sort of stuff are people coming out with when you're treating them?
That's an interesting question. Obviously, getting that immediate relief. That what do you call it? Like that immediate relief. And then
you get that a lot and they fart and shit.
That's the best feeling ever. I've never experienced that in my life.
The people let rip in front of you.
A few cracks.
What cracks are we talking about?
Name names.
A few cracks like especially with the back crack is when you crack it's like whoop. Like some of them slip past some of them and pretend it hasn't happened. Okay, let's just be normal. I can't pretend it. Like with me when I find something funny, I find it really hard not to laugh. And you know when you don't laugh, it makes it even worse. It's building up, and I'm like, shit. But no, for us, like standard, immediate relief. People feel brand new, but then it's my job to educate them that these cracks, these treatments are temporary. They're going to give you some sense of relief. And they're going to give you some pain relief and some movement. And in order to create these long-term effects, you need to put in the work in yourself.
Yeah, we speak about that a lot. It's like we do things where you get that little 10-minute acute benefit. And we're like, right, that ain't the job done, bro. That means now you can go and do the thing that you couldn't do.
It's there,
That's what I mean.
And then work it.
Then you can cement it. But they're just like, cool, here's the money, bro.
Exactly.
Boom. And then 2 weeks later, they go back to what they were like. So it's hard to... make them see it because they don't understand that, do they?
So that's what I'm trying to do now. Well, been trying to do for a while, getting more of an active approach with the passive modalities, with the treatment modalities, but providing them with more active rehab. So making sure clients are doing their homework, making sure they're doing the exercises. Like I do a little test when they come back. So how your exercise is going? Can you show me them? Sometimes they'll show me the correct exercises. Sometimes they'll do a madness and be like, "Nah, that was not the exercise I told you." But it's all good. Like, we're creating that sort of awareness now when people need to prevent their injuries from occurring again once they're fixed.
I mean, you talking about cracking reminds me of a thing. I was like 14. I was on holiday in Turkey, and I don't even know if this is physio or not. And I'd like to ask you that.
No.
But it was.
I went to them Turkish physio.
I went to that like a massage parlour, and I didn't realise what they were doing. But I signed up for one of those, and I was waiting outside, and I just heard this screaming coming from behind the curtain. And honestly, it was like waiting to go into a torture chamber. I was bricking it, and then I go in there, and then they crack all your toes individually, and it was honestly the most. But it's so loud. It's like little gunshots.
Did it hurt?
I felt okay. I was more focusing because I was in a towel, and I was like 13 or 14. That was quite a pretty looking masseuse, and I was like, focus.
Something else cracked, didn't it? Cracking one out, blood.
No!
I had one camera, I had to do it.
Stop it!
Keep it PG, man.
Taylor's not listening.
Yeah, mate. That's not the one. I'm interested. So you treated KSI, I saw on your YouTube. Have you seen any particular similarities when it comes to physio work for whether it be boxers? I don't know if you've done a lot of work with several different fighters, or any commonalities that you sort of see in physio treatment that you give versus the sort of person that comes in the door. So I don't know whether tall people always need a particular thing doing to them, or fighters need a particular thing.
Yeah.
Or what sort of correlations have you sort of seen throughout your work?
So with fighters, they've got more shoulder injuries. You'll see a lot of tight shoulders, a lot of working on their lats, their pec minor, all the shoulder regions, this SA. With tall people,
You haven't got to stick it out to just those two. Those are just two random examples off the top of my head.
Yeah, with footballers, you get the hamstrings, you get a lot of ACLs, a lot of knee injuries. Again with basketball as well, a lot of impact.
Yeah,
a lot of knees, a lot of patellar tendinopathy going on. But yeah, with the clientele that I got, it's kind of good because it's a variety. So I'll get the footballers, the office workers, the regular people that just go gym and want to get fixed.
Yeah.
And then the boxers, and then my oldest client is like 95 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, 95 years old. Yeah, mobile as hell. Yeah, really mobile.
What are you managing with that guy?
We're just doing a lot of just exercise rehab. So a lot of just keep him moving. A lot of knee rehab and some hip stuff, but it's more keeping the body going.
Keeping him supple.
Yeah, keeping him supple.
That's a flex for you already, that he's 95 and he's still moving about. Mate,
Yeah,
to be honest with you, like.
That's good, man.
You got to get him to 100. That is a testimonial, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't getting no letter from the Queen. He's getting a letter from you, bro.
Yeah, trust me.
Pass your MOT. It's done.
Harvey, have you got like an average age of clientele that you see? Is there like a particular age when people start coming in, or
It's when they got money in it.
When they got the peas. Age. No, I see all ages. Yeah, all ages.
Yeah.
And would you say most of your clients are impact injuries, or overuse, or lifestyle products?
Lifestyle.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
Lifestyle.
What lifestyle
Is it
would you
shit?
say gives you the... what lifestyle habits potentially do you see that you think are causing the most issues then with the people that you're seeing?
Just lack of movement. Lack of movement. Literally just sitting. It's
Silent killer.
Yeah, it's the sitting
Motion
down.
is the
Which is absolutely crazy, because so when I say like I will show my mum some like videos of me weightlifting, or I'll put some videos online of me weightlifting, and you get comments from people going, "Oh my god, you're gonna get in."
Do the accent.
What?
Oh my god, you're weightlifting so much.
You're
gonna hurt yourself.
like, you're gonna hurt yourself doing that, like, and then they're just sat on the sofa for like 12 hours a day. But actually, like,
Come on now.
they're the ones that are gonna get
Exactly.
injured.
It's the weightlifting that's going to improve your injury.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
mad.
I'm going to quote that next.
Or
I'm
like,
going to clip that bit.
Motion is the potion.
Like, mum.
Yeah. Or like I've been having my herbal teas and they haven't helped me. Or like,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
They
Like,
haven't helped my knee.
I thought you were about to go and start like coming into bat for herbal teas.
no. Well, I had one turmeric tablet and I'm still
them ones,
broken.
didn't it?
I'm now a
Turmeric is anti-inflammatory, bro. I had like 10 of them this week. You get me?
Had some matcha. I'm actually, mate, the gains.
You thought I was gonna start talking about herbal teas?
I was like,
Say
no.
sponsor that, bro.
I don't like where this is going. You on the Herbalife help scheme, mate?
I find a lot of the time clients come in to see us and they're like, my back hurts or this hurts, and then I'm like, right, cool, we just do a bit of movement, and they're like, oh, it feels amazing, and it's literally because they've been sitting on their arse all day, or it's stiff, or
but then
they get scared.
then people are scared to move it because they think it's showing them a pain.
But then again, I speak to my my clients and they'll say to me, my previous physio, my previous chiropractor told me not to move and told me not to lift.
Really?
And then he's trying to educate them, telling them, no, you have to do the opposite. And then then they're thinking, what? One's telling me no, one's telling me yeah.
It's like, I think the problem
We get that a lot.
We get that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the problem is, it's like literature moves forward, but then you know, you get to a certain stage in your career, you stop reading it because you think you know everything, and you get this disparity. You get the new breed and you get the old breed of people, and it's like if you don't do anything, then the pain goes away, but then you get the detraining effect. All that stuff you ain't done. So you go back to doing what you're doing, and the detraining effect's worse than the fucking injury was.
Yeah. And the old
makes complete sense.
Yeah, and the old would hate us then,
No,
I don't know what to do.
Like, all I asked him to do is circle his hips like at least once a day for 10 minutes. It's not that bad.
But yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to, like, that's the main aim, of trying to change that old school mentality of what's installed in clients, or even like the population, and trying to bring in that new school, bring in the evidence.
I think it's going to come, because like, although Instagram's not the greatest source of information for like education, you've got to be careful, but it is raising a lot of awareness on like some of these movements that you can do, or on everything, on every level. But it's like that mentality, that old school mentality, those people that are your consumers, that's what they're aware of. They're not aware of our new mentality. So they're not consuming, because they're like, oh, maybe I'll just wait until this injury's done, then I'll go and CH, or then I'll start training. It's like,
I do think it is changing though. Like if you look at like people who see like chiropractors and physios now, like a lot more people do go and see them as as maintenance, which I think is great. And if you look like 10 years ago, it probably wasn't like that.
I got a funny story to tell you guys. So you know, when I was fresh, like just started up physio, like fresh, one of my friends had a back injury. It was still early doors for me, so it was like a chronic back pain injury type of thing. So yeah, it was still early doors for me. We were trying to figure out what was wrong with it, this and that. We got some improvement, but then it plateaued, and then he was like to me, let's go see a specialist, like a back pain specialist. So we went all the way to like Quay, I forgot where it was, but we went up north somewhere. Went to see a back specialist, and I was like, alright, cool, like this should be good. Like we came all the way this far, we had so many good things about this person, like it should be good. So I went, so we went there, sat down, he done this whole assessment thing. He goes, then he goes to the patient, okay, you got back pain because your jaw's misaligned. So then he started like pulling all of his jaws, doing all this manipulation thing. I was like, rah! I was like, nah, this has to change. I was still young, so I was still open to
these things.
These things. Then I went home, I'd done my own research, and I thought, nah. This ain't the one, man.
Was his back pain better?
No.
That is taken from one.
That's such confidence to go in and be like, it's your jaw. I know
there is like I've often
what
used
is
the
it?
jaw.
Like your meridian line?
There's meridian points, as you know. I've often used the jaw, and I've like scraped away here, and all of a sudden their hamstring just goes bang. But all you're doing is releasing tension. If the back pain is something else, you firstly have to assess what that is. You can't just say, oh yeah, it's, this guy's tight, I'm just going to release him and his hamstring flies. So I think a lot of these like specialists get so special that they miss the point as well. And like that's such a thing that they could be like, it's like £300 for the hour, or $3,000 for the hour, because I'm going to do something really weird. Like just stretch his fucking hamstring, man. It might actually benefit him.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Funny.
Name names, who was it?
Oh, good. No comment.
Oh, come on.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey. That was actually pretty good, mate. I'm impressed
way
with
better.
That.
Wait.
Oh no.
That's a personal joke, me and Max.
Andy's taking the piss out of the noises I make when I'm weightlifting. Or doing
weightlifting?
specifically doing chin-ups. Alright, these guys are into their Olympic weightlifting. For context, Harvey, I'm not so much. It's not really my thing.
He lifts the weight from here to here.
If you couldn't tell. This section, Harvey, we do a Royal Rumble, where basically I assign all four of us a random topic or point of view, and then we have to argue the case of why ours is the superior point of view. So, for instance, we've done like what is it? The diets, keto, veganism, and juice cleanses, that sort of thing. And then you'll just have a little scrap about it. Really simply, Nat, this week you are leg day. Andy, your back day. I am arm day. Harvey, your chest day. I gave you the good one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And 3, 2, 1 scrap.
Who doesn't want a silverback?
Silverback.
Are you
That's an interesting expression.
Silverback.
Oh mate, come on now. Okay, what is out on show all the time? I'm
Legs.
reaching.
My back, bro. Ain't you seen
Your
it?
legs aren't out on
Your
show.
chest, you can move your chest up and down.
Oh.
I've won.
Leave, Leave. Go back to house, bro.
I didn't realise we were getting Terry Crews. Oh my god.
That's the ultimate swagger.
Who doesn't like to go bareback?
That's a pickup line without even talking.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I have to tell you something funny about a story of this.
What's
Side
that? Go on.
note, me and Andy were on holiday once and we was in this bar and it's like, you know, on holiday you just kind of like sit outside and stuff. So we just having our cocktails and there was loads of people just walking around. There's this like club music and Andy's there and everyone's walking past and Andy's in this with his chest.
Yeah, but you know that song that goes
to the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like to the beat, and all these people walking past was like, "Oh my god, did you see that guy?" Like,
oh mate, that's a career right there.
That's a pickup line without even talking.
That's true. Just walk up to the bar, bang bang. Have you met the girls?
Free drinks, please. 1, 2, 3.
Honestly, yeah, I've tried to walk to the front of a club queue and flex my chest. It doesn't work. Sadly,
No.
my little low cut top.
builder's cleavage, isn't it?
Doesn't-
That was a funny one. This
Doesn't
week.
fly.
The builder's cleavage story is even better.
What's that?
My client, I was training him online because he's on. He's got COVID, shock, and
Obviously.
he goes, "Oh, Natalie, I won't do my stretches that way because you'll see my builder's cleavage."
Oh
And I said, "I've never
Back was
heard that in
hanging
my life.
Oh,
They
man.
call it a builder's bum.
Builder's
You've never
cleavage.
heard of a builder's cleavage?" I think Harvey's won.
I think he's won.
I think Ace won. He just killed the
it's
game.
over. Honestly, I give up.
I give up. My legs can't compete with that.
Nah.
To be
My
honest,
legs
we do
can't
chest
do
most
that.
days, isn't it? Like, why am I kidding about back thrust? Even on back day, there's at least one press in there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Look
it.
at me earlier, mate. I was doing chins. I was like, quick set of
Put a
bench.
bench in there, isn't it?
It's honestly like my lifeblood, mate. Honestly, I feel like I need CPR unless I do some curls or some bench.
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
every 3 exercises. Just throw one of those 2 in there. To get back into it, Harvey, what do you think of some remedials that people could be doing in their everyday lives, regardless of a specific scenario? But what sort of movements do you think people should be going through on an everyday or a weekly basis, just to stop them from stiffening up, to basically stop them having to come see you? I'm not trying to put you out of business here, mate, but what do you think people need to be doing more often? Outside of just general
like we said
movement.
before, the herbal teas.
The turmeric helps.
They work, bro.
Yeah.
Topical mag done.
No, but
CBD oil.
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, prior to what we were talking about before, movement. Movement is key. Movement will get you, will keep your body active, keep yourself mobile. Then any of more than diet, in my opinion, more than diet, more than tea, more than whatever you're doing, just make sure you're moving on the go. Set yourself a target. I think it's probably bogs down to, but 30 minutes of activity a day.
Massive.
Key.
See, I hear 30 minutes of activity. I don't know about you guys. It seems like such a small amount.
Yeah.
But to some guys, it feels monumental just to tell them to get up. For
Yeah,
a
but
bit.
it's it's crazy because don't start your car for a few weeks, see what happens, unless you got a brand new car in it. But it's the same with us. What makes you think that ain't gonna be choking if you don't use it?
Yeah.
But I just think movement in general. 'Cause there's so many remedials, all the isolated work that we do, and at the end of the day, there's fundamental patterns that everyone should be doing. Even if it's unloaded, just move. It will fix itself as well.
I think as well, some people are so set on doing stuff absolutely perfect, what's the perfect movement then? What do I have to do in these 30 minutes? That they don't end up doing anything at all.
Yeah.
And again, I think people think that movement just means cardio.
Yeah.
Resistance training is just as good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I might be biased, but in my opinion, even better than cardio.
Yeah.
But
Bro, watch Spurs play for 90 minutes, you've done your cardio, bro.
you know what I'm saying? I'm an Arsenal fan, by the way.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad I don't have to weigh in on the football chat. I'll take a step back here.
Yeah, my heart's gone about 10 years ago from that.
Well, it's interesting talking about movement fixing you, Andy. Like, weren't you saying how benching fixed your shoulder?
Yeah, it's weird.
The gym lads entered the chat.
You know what, like, so like before Christmas, I'd done a few split jerks and my shoulder went weird. It was hurting me, and I was thinking, oh fuck, maybe I got like a slap tear or something. It wasn't going, so I was thinking, oh, I've done all my remedials, I'm resting it, it's not going, it's not going. After Christmas, I thought, fuck it, I'm going to bench press. Done a few sets of bench press, gone.
Yeah.
It's fine. But maybe it just had inflation stuck in the AC joint or something like that, and it just cleared it out.
Yeah,
bit of blood flow.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The ultimate remedial, mate. There you go.
So
just
bench press, chest day.
Chest day, exactly.
There we go again.
I just put it down to, I have no idea, I just put it down to maybe there was some trapped inflammation that weren't getting out, and it just sent it out.
Yeah.
No, mate, I rate that. Harvey, talking about like sort of challenges you sort of gone through in your career, I don't know whether it be a case of like a business thing, like getting people to understand stuff, or just, you know, a personal life thing, but what are some of the, like, the biggest challenges you sort of had in your career?
So prior to, that's a good question, so prior to me setting up my own business, I was working for a physio company, which was good. I enjoyed it. On the side, I was doing my private stuff with different clientele, trying to build up my brand, trying to build up my awareness, doing my own research of how I go about things and how I should do my physio. I started to meet a few clients, such as one of my good friends now and one of my clients, Vidal Riley. I met him. He was actually KSI's boxing trainer at the time. I did a physio session. This was like a career changing moment for me.
Yeah.
So I did a KSI needed a new physio. He hurt his shoulder in one boxing training, like when he was sparring. He needed a new physio because apparently his physio was just apparently he was just sticking in needles in him and then going on his laptop and doing whatever. But then Vidal goes, look, I got a physio, why don't you try him out? Tried him out, tried me out. After about 10 minutes, he's like, yo, like, do you want to be my physio? I was like, yeah, cool, then I was still working at the time. I just get a message saying, this might be a big ask, but can you come Vegas for 6 weeks with me? I was like,
nah.
No. I was like, oh shit. Like, what? How am I going to tell work this? Because I'm still working. Yeah. How am I going to tell work this? It's like, he gave me like 2 weeks notice. 2 weeks notice, yeah? And then I was thinking about it. Got opinions from other people. I was going to go anyway. Got opinions from other people. People telling me not to go. I'm going to go because I knew how many doors it would have opened for me. Long story short, work won't let me go. Work won't let me take annual leave, which is understandable. 2 weeks notice. Come on,
it's one of them opportunities. You don't. If you said no, you lost it.
2 weeks notice. I'm like, safe. I'm gone. I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. So yeah, I went there, and then I was like, okay, I was there. We won the fight. Yeah. Like we was all excited, everything. And I thought when I got back, I was like, there's no point in me starting going to another job or going back somewhere.
Use it now,
I thought let me just start my own thing, and that's one of the best things that could have ever happened to me.
I rate that, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get you to name names as well here, but you mentioned about finding your own physio style, obviously implying that like, a lot of physios maybe have different styles and needle work and stuff. Yeah. What sort of tropes do you sometimes see? What separates a good physio from a bad physio? Because obviously you're not all cut the same. Like we talk about things we see some trainers doing and take the piss out of that. So I imagine it must be similar in your industry.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to educating the client. Sort of not trying to sell. Okay, the only way you're gonna get fixes. Come to me. Nah, you got to do your homework as well. Yeah. You got to do your exercises. You got to sort out your diet. You got to sort out your sleep. You got to sort out your health. There's so many other factors which it's not just a physio cannot control that, but a physio can only advise you and tell you need to do these things. And I think that's what separates a good physio from a bad physio, or I wouldn't say bad, but an average physio. You got to take a holistic approach to physio and to treating the client.
How do you find that you enforce those sorts of things though? Because I'm aware, like it's a thing all of us, I think, agree on, is the fact that they're seeing us for 1, 2, 3 hours a week max, and they've got a ton of hours without us, and they like, you're not going to lose weight, for instance, if you're at maintenance or on a calorie surplus, for example. So you've got to be on that. So how do you enforce to your clients these habits that they've got to start making? Because obviously sometimes, you know, you're talking to them and it's like talking at a brick wall. There's only so much you can just say to them. I don't know if you've got any particular ways that you get into them, these messages.
It's setting objective measures. Setting objective measures rather than subjective. So okay, they can tell me they're sleeping, or they can tell me they're doing their rehab exercises, but no, you got to documentation is key, and that's what one of the things Andy taught me. So shout out to Andy. Big up. So documentation, showing that, talking about previous results as well, them seeing previous results, them having the trust in you. So I think those are very key.
Yeah, absolutely.
My saying's always, have a tool bag, don't be a tool bag. Because there's more ways than one, and you need to know what's in front of you.
Exactly.
And do your thing.
Yeah, people respond in different ways. Like, you know, we get numbers guys come in that need every single metric to be tracked, and don't get me wrong, that's going to be a pain in the arse in a different way. But at the same time, at least they're invested, and if you make them do something, they do it.
And make it fun as well. Make it fun for them. Set them challenges. Keep them interested. I think that's key.
Competitiveness is mad, isn't it? Like, everyone wants to be a part. So it's like, I do CrossFit. All right, cool. I do weightlifting. I do bodybuilding. It's like, why can't you just love to train? Like, everyone wants to be a part of something. So if you can make their thing competitive, they likely buy into your thing. And then they sing with it if it gets some results.
Yeah, that's good. And another thing is making it functional to them. So like, if they got a goal where prior to their injury they were cycling and now they're not cycling,
relate it.
Relate it, make it relatable.
Guess what bit it is?
Max's coffee corner.
There we go.
Max is obsessed with coffee. Well, we all are. But Max knows quite a lot
so
about
much about coffee.
Is it?
I worked for a coffee magazine for about 1.5 years.
Wow.
So I got to interview some very, very interesting people, but it made me a bit of a nerd.
I found out that Arabica coffee ain't Arab blood. I thought it was an Arab thing.
Is it?
I actually thought it was. I swear down.
Nat, do you want to do the intro noise for Max's coffee corner?
You might get triggered. I have Nestle, the original.
Oh my days!
Man's on the Nescafe Gold one.
Stop!
That's the new intro for our coffee corner.
You're the people we take the piss out of.
Okay. Well, that's you know what? I might just not do a coffee corner this week. You know what?
Every household has to have Nescafe Gold.
I'm
so
basically,
funny.
when someone comes round that you like, you do the coffee.
The
neighbours go, Nescafe Gold, 10 seconds, and give it to them.
That is. Do you have the sachets?
No.
Okay.
The
granules, isn't it?
the granules.
Granules.
I have one coffee a day only.
Okay.
Just bang it in, put it in water.
And that's it. That's
Bang it and put
the
it in
coffee
water.
you pick.
Huh?
Do you
saying the
do you
vessel?
enjoy speciality coffee or not so much?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to talk about.
I'm open.
I was going to talk.
This guy spends half hour brewing it, bro.
Let me teach you.
Yeah.
Let me teach you. Here's some techers that you can take away. So if you're looking at your coffee in your supermarket, sometimes it'll have a growing altitude on it, and then that actually will impact the sort of coffee that you're going to get. The higher the altitude, basically the longer the coffee plant takes to grow, the longer it takes to grow, the more time it has to effectively absorb more nutrients from the soil, create more complex sugar, so you get a more complex cup of coffee, which is pretty nice. So usually speaking, if you're looking for speciality, look for something above. Wonder if it's feet or meters. I've got to double check. 2,500 feet above sea level, which will give you the chef kiss.
Oh my god!
Does that make it bitter or sweet, or is that just the bean?
With the bitter or sweet?
Yeah.
Well, bitter or sweet depends on a lot.
The bean.
It's usually your brew will dictate on whether it's bitter or sweet, whether you've over extracted it or not.
Yeah, it's mad.
But anyway, there you go. Growing altitude for you.
Wow, I think I saw.
Ignore it. and either drink a fucking green tea or some Nescafe Gold, mate.
Yes.
Bro, Nescafe Gold's been around for years.
I'd actually seen the altitude stuff on there, and I always wondered what that was.
Yeah, high altitude, a slower growing process, therefore it will absorb more nutrients and have a more complex flavour. There you go.
Nice.
What's the number? Above 2,000?
About 2,500 feet. About it's approx. Yeah, no, a decent one will be grown above that.
Okay.
Noted.
Nice.
So what does Starbucks do then? They don't give us that, innit? They give us some niche.
They might give us that.
You
I don't know.
You have to Google it.
I don't really go into Starbucks, mate.
What's the best coffee where you can just put the granules in, put the hot water in?
What's the best version?
What's the
best version of that? Yeah.
What is the best instant?
What's the best?
Azanira, innit?
What's the best instant? That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Lior.
Brewing things.
We need to do it.
I think you need to do an instant one because it'll be interesting.
Oh, you know, I'll do instant for next week. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Instant listeners.
Yeah.
Apparently, there are some people like trying to put together like speciality instant coffee. But the text
you get semi-instant as well.
There. What do you mean semi-instant?
It's like it's kind of like you're brewing it as well.
Yeah, you can because you can get coffee tea bags.
Yeah, what about the ones in the tea bag that you get on a plane?
Well, that's just a different extraction method. Yeah,
it's not instant, isn't it?
No, it's not instant. No, it's the same as you do another coffee if you just leave it to brew in the hot water, only it's just a bit less efficient. Thank you everyone for listening to the More Than Muscle podcast. Thank you, Harvey, for coming in. It's been a joy and a pleasure. Rolling out the red carpet for you. Plug everything and anything, the socials, the YouTube, Sky Therapy, obviously. Tell the people.
Yeah, so Instagram, Harvey Ubhi. Instagram, business Instagram, skytherapy.rehab. YouTube, youtube.com/Harvey Ubhi, and that's it.
If you're in Hounslow, if you're broken, go check it out.
Yeah.
And
or anywhere near.
Or
travel for the man. If you're in Vegas, he'll fly out to you. The drop of a hat. He'll quit his job. He'll be there.
And I want to say one more thing. Just a big shout out to Andy as well for helping me
my man.
with my business as well, helping me scale, helping me set up a lot of things that have helped me and got me through a few things, man.
Spud.
Air Spud. So, yeah, boom. End of the podcast.
I was going to plug ourselves, but no.
He plugged me, bro. I'm done. I'm retiring.
That's fine.
Andy's like, cut it there.
Perfect.